Buenos dias, amigos. Today, I'm kind of tired, so I plan to make mutter pulao. I checked up the recipe on Google and it seems very straightforward. So, give me a moment and let me get organized. Salt, a little more. I need to cook the peas and the tadka with the onions. Right. Garam masala. Goes there. Ajwain, a little bit. I don't know. You need to put it with what? Okay. Jeera. Alrighty. That takes care of that. And yeah, guys, do we put haldi, turmeric powder? Does it go in? Mutter pulao? Amigas? Anyone? What the hell? More the merrier. Let's put all the spices. My standard story. Okay, so let me come back to you. Back to the class. One last aspect I must bring up regarding this karmic system of justice in our universe, which we discussed last time. Actually, two quick points. First, since we know that this system is completely positive by nature, how does one explain, let's say, an innocent child gets knocked down by a speeding car and dies, or a religious priest gets beaten up and robbed, or any other tragedy that occurs to someone for no fault of theirs? How do we explain that? The only logical answer has to be the system of karma is not limited to just the present lifetime of a person. It covers the past several lives, past life or several lives, to balance a person's positive and negative actions and square up the accounts. And that seems logical. Now I know you're going to say, hang on, are we talking about reincarnation? That's the only way it makes sense. So now let's say after you go through this supreme sacrifice, if you actually go through it, and become a vegetarian, also become a saint, providing free meals to poor kids, driving your old neighbors to the doctor every week, putting cash in the hands of every beggar that approaches your car, and still nothing positive happens in your life. Hang in there, amigos. The karmic system is simply paying off your past debts. The goodies will come your way. Patience is the name of the game. But keep doing the good stuff. Remember, you're collecting brownie points for a better future. Okay, graduation time, guys, and well done. Time to present my special gift to you. Okay, I want you to imagine, each one of you to imagine, you, along with your family, are on a holiday in Africa, famous wildlife natural park. It's a big national park. And today is the first day of the jungle safari. Your excited son, who's let's say 10 years old, wanders off by himself in the surrounding thick bush and the vegetation around, the trees around, the forest, with a camera around his neck, looking to get some exclusive photographs of wild animals. The rest of you are busy unpacking lunch, setting up transit resting camp, and nobody pays any attention. Nobody realizes that he's missing until some time later. You call out his name, no response. Now everybody scrambles onto their feet. You start looking around in the surrounding area, the surrounding bush, the trees, frantically calling out his name. But again, zilch, no sign of the missing boy. By now, everyone's in a state of panic. And eventually the park warden, who is a local African and an expert tracker, arrives. He immediately gets to work, squatting on the ground. He slowly explores the perimeter of your camp to identify the direction of the boy's path. You accompany him as he goes along. His sharp eyes, he's trained. His sharp eyes pick up the faintest of signs. A partial shoe print in the drying mud. A broken twig of the bush. Even a dislodged stone the size of a pea. Possibly a crushed berry. clues that you and I would be totally blind to and miss them completely. But for the tracker, it was as if the missing boy had left clear, precise directions and signposts to follow. Anyway, to cut a long story short, an hour passes and the boy is eventually found, much to the joy of everyone. So the story ends on a positive note, with an additional side benefit. You've learned the basic art of tracking signs in the jungle. And that, my friends, is exactly what you have to become, an expert tracker in your life. Because guess what? The universe actually leaves a whole bunch of clues for us to find. And if we all learn to recognize and identify these signs, they will always point you in the right direction, to your benefit, eventual benefit. Now, I'm not talking about good moral deeds or any other, goody-goody stuff. But even hardcore financial investment decisions, or a decision regarding a medical surgery advised by a doctor about which you're unsure. Look for these signs. If you can pick them up, they will lead you to your benefit, and at the very least ensure that you don't suffer any kind of loss. Believe me, guys, I've verified this time and time again in my life. Sometimes I've followed the signs. I picked up the signs, identified them, and followed them, and benefited big time. Sometimes I completely missed the signs in my confusion. And then there were times when I saw the signs but decided and chose to follow the rational logic of my mind in the opposite direction, and eventually paid a heavy price for my decision. Why does the universe leave these signs for us? Who knows? Maybe it's the nature of the man upstairs to always be positive and compassionate to even us wretched rats who are screwing up the planet. All I know is that this system of signs, it works time and time again, consistently. It will take time and practice for you to learn these clues, to pick up such clues. At first, these clues are going to be very faint and you may miss them completely. But with time and practice, you will learn to pick up the signs and take the appropriate action. If a single sign leads to uncertainty, wait for a second one to get the direction. A third clue will confirm and reinforce the action to take. Let me give you an example. Let's say you have to go somewhere to sign an important contract or make a sizable financial decision, investment actually, or even a doctor recommended medical surgery. So when you step out of your house, sit in your car, and you try to start your car, you discover the battery is dead. So you're running late, so you borrow a jump cable from a passing motorist and turn on the ignition, but it works. The battery comes to life, the engine comes to life. But you've hardly moved 100 yards down the road and your car tire develops a puncture. And guess what? You have no spare in the boot. Obviously, the universe is trying to stop you from going ahead with your planned action. Now, be aware that there will always be a logical and physical explanation for the above events. Like your car battery was very old and due for replacement anyway. Or there was broken glass or nails on the road, and that's why you got a puncture in your tire. Obviously, the laws of physics and chemistry and biological laws cannot be contradicted. They're all made by the same universe. But two such events, your car battery not starting and your car tire developing a puncture, is a clear sign specifically meant for you. Now at this point, you can always call a taxi and go right ahead with your earlier plan of going to the doctor or wherever. But believe me, it will lead to negative consequences. There will be times, a lot of times, when the sign's apparent direction doesn't make any logical sense to you. But trust me, in time it will. Eventually when the results come in. So well done, guys. Graduation time. Remember the 5 mantras of Captain Kumar. All of you have earned a degree, a graduation degree in the natural science of living. Now remember the 5 mantras of Captain Kumar all your life. 1. There is an irrefutable and constantly functioning system in our universe, which is precise, scientific, and positive in nature. 2. Help yourself by helping others. Remember, the karmic system of justice always prevails. 3. Rational logic leads us to believe that life does not begin or end within a single lifetime. 4. Be careful of your mind and don't allow it to dictate every decision of yours. Instead, learn to listen to your heart. And 5th, the final one, be alert for any signs given to you by the universe and always follow them. I personally find it helpful in my life to imagine a representative of the universe sitting on my left shoulder, on my bliss. And my mind is sitting on my right shoulder. The rep on my left shoulder is only an observer, continuously reporting to the universe in real time about my actions. While my ambitious mind is never at peace and constantly pushing me towards materialistic gains and getting ahead of others. What you eventually do is up to you, amigas. So adios. Thank you for your time. Hopefully it's been interesting and useful and you picked up a few tips. But hey, this is not goodbye. Stick around. There are a lot of other useful tips that I picked up from the natural science of living. And they might help you in tackling your everyday issues regarding to your health, your relationships, your emotions. So all useful stuff that can be of great benefit. Let's face it, guys, we live in a complicated world today. First COVID, 2+ years, and now the Ukraine war. All the prices are going up, inflation is going sky high. Add to that, of course, the continuing effects of global warming. And who's the culprit? Extreme heat waves and cold waves, more and more often. Frequent wildfires, flooding, cyclones, tornadoes. Who knows what the future holds for our planet? So grab all the tips that you can. Remember, knowledge is power. So, adios, guys. I hope to see you again. Check out my other tips. And in case you're a woman and you find our topsy-turvy life interesting, you're more than welcome to stick around longer. Who knows where it might lead. Ciao. And hey, to get to know each other better, I'd like to hear from you. So please do leave me your comments, likes, hopefully. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You can also reach me through my Facebook link that will be mentioned in the description below each video, as well as in the About section of the YouTube channel. Adios.